coming clear from the front. That's it, they're ready. They're off, 9 of them breaking from the stalls at the 2 mile starting point for the Group 2 Weatherbys Lonsdale Cup. And early pace such as it is, coming from Align the Stars out wide, who's just seeking to work over yellow jacket for Joe Fanning. He's caught 4 abreast into the turn as Gregory holds his position against the rail and shays the advantage into the left-hander. Point Lonsdale, the purple and white socks for Ryan Moore, very close up in second, and then Align the Stars, who's still trapped fairly wide. Quickthorn at this stage takes the trail. The hoop sleeves drops into about 4th position. Tash Khan with a striped cap is out deeper, and the nose-banded mare Night Sparkle between that pair. Then back to Vauban in a pink jacket, racing in advance of Al Saqib in the white silks, and the early back marker is Al Nayyir as they make their way towards the end of the first half mile, and Gregory will lead them across to the far side. To Point Lonsdale and Align the Stars yellow jacket wide. Quickthorn up the running rail, followed by Night Sparkle. Vauban is held together between horses. Tash Khan is on his outer, and Al Saqib, the white jacket, on his inner, and Al Nayyir, the red cap, is just about last of a fairly well-grouped field in truth. And they're heading now towards the end of 3/4 of a mile. Gregory then setting the pace over the white-faced Point Lonsdale and Quickthorn up the running rail, and they're going along at around about 35 miles an hour. They were just inside 13 seconds for the last furlong. The leading trio are being followed towards halfway by Align the Stars. Night Sparkle, the mare, up the running rail to Vauban, and then Al Saqib and Tash Khan, who's drifted back towards the rear end of the field and racing just in advance of Al Nayyir. So Gregory continuing to force the gallop here. They go through halfway, with Point Lonsdale sitting at the leader's quarters and former winner Quickthorn, the hoop sleeves, in the slipstream of the leading duo. Align the Stars racing in 4th, a nose-banded mare Night Sparkle against the running rail ahead of Vauban, the pink jacket, and then Al Saqib, Tash Khan, and still Al Nayyir races at the back of the field. Moving into the turn, heading now for the final 3/4 of a mile in the Weatherbys Hamilton Lonsdale Cup, and Gregory continues to set a fairly even tempo, 34, 35 miles an hour, around 13 seconds for the last furlong. So James Doyle has been allowed to dictate here on Gregory. Ryan Moore now just asking for a little more effort from Point Lonsdale, seeking to sit on Gregory's tail as they turn their heads for home, buffeted by the crosswind. Quickthorn ridden along in 3rd, then Align the Stars. Away to the left, Vauban making headway. Night Sparkle in the noseband is about 4 lengths off the lead. Tash Khan, though, is outpaced. Al Saqib is ridden along. Al Nayyir last of the main group, and Gregory is pouring it on here inside the 3. The white-faced Point Lonsdale now having his stamina tested as he draws alongside Gregory. On the right, Night Sparkle comes to make a line of 3. Vauban is only a length down on the left. Further back in the field, Al Nayyir is staying on. Now Vauban is moving through to Gregory, Point Lonsdale and Night Sparkle. Al Nayyir continues to run on, but it's Vauban in front, passing the furlong pole. Kicks over 2 lengths clear. Al Nayyir continues to stay on powerfully, is eroding the deficit. Time is running out. Vauban, Al Nayyir is still closing. It's going to get very close between the pair. Vauban and Al Nayyir at a heads-up, heads-down finish to the Lonsdale Cup from Gregory and Night Sparkle. Further back, Point Lonsdale and Quickthorn.
Well, I'm really fascinated to hear William Buick's perspective on Vauban, who's just won the Lonsdale. Congratulations. It looked like he utilised a turn of foot there. Would that be fair?
Yeah, you know, he has got a turn of foot. He's got plenty of class. You know, he's won over shorter distances. You know, and that's the way he rides. But today he was in a lovely rhythm throughout the race, and the pace wasn't overly strong, but it was just nice, even the whole way. And obviously I was mindful of what was going on ahead of me. Sort of with having that in my mind, I did end up pulling him out probably a little bit early, and he's just idled the last part of the race, But equally, he was doing it all for me. So he's a very classy horse, and look, he gave me a great ride round there, and Willie and the team had him in great shape.
In your mind, has he proven that he stays 2 miles?
Yes, he stays 2 miles, and I wouldn't have him as a horse who stays further on the flat. Obviously, the Ascot Gold Cup proved to be too far for him, so mile 6, 2 miles, at a good pace suits him. You know, like you say, he's got that turn of foot, which is a great quality to have for a stay.
They're going to try the Melbourne Cup again. Does he have the assets that he needs in order to win that race?
Yeah, well, I've never won a Melbourne Cup, but I've ridden in a few of them, and you know, on the day you need a lot of the things in the race to go right. You know, you need a draw, you need things to happen for you a little bit, but he's a very uncomplicated horse, and he travels, he relaxes, and he picks up. So I think there are certainly three key aspects that you need in the Melbourne Cup. So you know, obviously it didn't work out last year for him, but he's achieved a fair bit since then.
Nick Luck was just asking, have you got your ticket to Australia already booked?
Not quite yet, not quite yet. Part of my arm's being crossed. I spilled some gravy on my vest at lunch. So, but look, I think the plan must be to go there now. That was our intention all season. We've said we'd work back from the Melbourne Cup. I don't know what Willie wants to do next. He's got an entry in the Irish St. Ledger, but that still remains the plan. Let's see what the handicapper does, but that still remains the plan. He was very, very good today, and he was ready to rock, wasn't he?
He
Look
really
at the picture.
was.
Yeah.
Great turn of foot that he showed there.
He did. William thought he got there a little bit soon, but also said he was idling a bit in front. You know, he was just very good. I wanted to see him run through the line today, and he did, which is important because I have my niggles about the trip. But you know, he got it today, and that's brilliant.
And had Willie Mullins given you good vibes going into today?
Yeah, I mean, Willie called me before the race. That does not happen very often unless there's something wrong with the horse. And he said that no excuses today. Asked me what the ground was like, and then said he thought we'd go very close, and he was bang on.
And has there been any sort of reason as to why he hasn't hit the stride until now this season?
I don't think there's any particular reason. I think he ran his first running of the season here was great. He ran a huge race in the Gold Cup, and you know, he just didn't stay that trip. I think in his race at the Curragh, it was probably a bit soon, and he was wound up again for today, and he's just really delivered. So his timing's good. So hopefully that carries on into the autumn.
And what are your reflections on Australia last year?
I think we learned a lot. So we did things differently last year than we'd done previously. So we'd always gone down in the second shipment. We had always run later than he ran last year, including here a couple of times with Thomas Hobson and Max Dynamite. And I just said to Willie and David and Ruby and the team after the episode was, look, let's start with Melbourne. Instead of having a horse that we think might be able to go, let's say we're going to take him and have him tell us that he's not able to go and work back from that. And so that's what we've done all year. And so I would probably say his two season targets were, you know, in England were the Gold Cup and where he didn't stay, and then today. And we'll see what he wants to do next. But I think that's just kind of been how we campaigned him. And my guess is he'll go on the second shipment as we've done in years past. And, you know, we'll do things kind of the way we did.
Well, I hope it's second time lucky. Many congratulations, Rich.
Thank
well
you very
done.
much. Cheers, Lydia. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.
Roger Varian has won our first race here at York on day 3 of the Ebor Festival with Shadow Dance. Many congratulations, clearly a very progressive horse.
He is. You know, we thought he would be coming into the year, Lydia, and I had a bit of a sticky spring with him. He went to Royal Ascot for the Duke of Edinburgh, and albeit the ground was quick that day, he probably wasn't quite tuned up, ready to go. James looked after him, and he took a while to get him back, but he ran very well at Ripon last time, maybe just not handling the track. And we were hopeful today, but we would have liked a little bit more overnight rain, so I think we just about got away with it.
Are you thinking he might step up in trip now?
He can do, yeah. He'd definitely stay a mile and 6. We actually had him in tomorrow in the Ebor. He would have got in as it happened, but I think we you know, hindsight tells us we came to the right spot. It's great to win. Delighted for Graham and Marcella and all the team at Newsells, and no, he's a lovely horse, very admirable, got a lot of stamina, he's got a big heart, and he's hopefully he can keep progressing.
What was that stickiness with him in the string?
Just couldn't quite get him right. He was never unsound, but he was scoping bad, and just a horse who wasn't thriving. You know, which can be the case, and I guess it's recognising it and giving them the time that they need. But hopefully he can make up for lost time early on and have a good autumn.
I think this is just your second runner here of the week here at York, is that right? But you're quite busy today. What's your chances of getting a double? Best chances Ultrasound maybe, or Dosman?
Both have a chance. Both maybe would appreciate a little bit more given the ground. So that's a bit of a worry at the back of my mind. But they're two nice horses. Ultrasoul ran a lovely race on debut. That form's working out nicely. Dosman, again, he's a lightly raced, progressive horse. He's a lovely horse. His form's strong. Tough race, you know, big field, but he's drawn nicely. So I think they could both run well. If I had my ideal conditions, I'd want a little bit more juice. But I think it should hold through the day, hopefully.
Now, looking from the outside at your season, sort of emotionally, it seems to me, it's been incredibly topsy-turvy for you. You've had the high of winning the 1,000 guineas with El Malka. You've had Charon being absolutely brilliant. And at the same time, you've lost 2 significant owners from your yard, Amo Racing, and this week it was announced that Sheikh Obeid Maktoum has taken his horses away. Sheikh Mohammed Obeid, sorry. What's it like from the inside? How does it feel for you?
Look, you know, the year as a trainer is always a bumpy road. You know, it's ups and downs, and you know that can be behind the scenes. It can be on the track. You know, I would openly say I would be much happier had I not lost the support of Amo Racing and Sheikh Mohammed Obeid Al Maktoum. But we have, and you know, we have to move on from that. I will say, you know, I'm completely grateful for, you know, the support Sheikh Mohammed Obeid gave me over quite a long period of time. He put a lot of horses through our stable, a lot of good horses. You know, it's come to an end, and yes, if I had my wish, I'd say no, I would like it to have kept going, but it's not. You know, it's not the end of everything. It's we're a stable, as you quite rightly say. It's housing at the moment an English Classic winner and one of the top milers in Europe, if not the world. So, you know, we've got a healthy stable, we've got a lot of good owners, a lot of good horses, a lot of nice young horses starting to push through. You know, one chapter ends, maybe another one will open. You know, I've never had more energy, you know, to use this, if you like, as motivation. You know, to come out of it with a stronger stable. But you know, towards you know, Kia and his Amo operation and Sheikh Mohammed Obeid and what he's done, it's a tough game, you know, and you know, things go wrong, and you know, you survive so long with some people, you survive forever with some people. It's the owners really, it's the owners' prerogative where the horses should be trained, and they spend a lot of money. Not only on buying the horses, but having the horses in training. And if for any reason they're not happy, you know, it's their absolute right to move horses. So, you know, we have to take that on the chin. Maybe I have to do a bit of a self-analysis on maybe, you know, could we have managed both situations a little bit differently? I'm not so sure, but look, I'm not downbeat in any way. Quite the opposite, and a strong stable of people and horses behind me, and very much looking forward.
A really incredible answer, and I'm not surprised you're taking the long view. I'm sure I speak on behalf of viewers that they would wish you and the whole of your team the very best of luck for the rest of the season.
Great. Thanks, Lydia.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yes, James Shaw was on board Shadow Dance. Many congratulations, James. I suspect it's been a frustrating week so far. That's nice to have one on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously one of the festival meetings we really look forward to. You know, great prize money and great racing. So yeah, we've hit the crossbar a couple of times this week, but nice to get on the board. So yeah, very pleased.
Move out of your winner's way. Talk me through the race and how it went.
Well, he's a star really. His ideal conditions would be a bit easier than they are today. So I was pleased when we did get some rain last night and we decided to let him take his chance. He's as tough as they come. Ideally, the track's probably a bit quick for him. I lack pace all the way up the straight, but the further he got up the straight, the better he was going, and he really galloped through the line good, and they all had a crack at him, but he's very tough.
And so more improvement going up in trip, do you think?
I think so. Like, obviously, I'll leave that to Roger, but I would certainly, if the question was asked to me whether he'd go further, he certainly would, yeah.
And I mentioned you've been peppering the target, Artagnan and Leo Vanni. They both ran really well.
Yeah, they did. Leo Vanni ran a cracker, just a bit messy early. I didn't jump as good as I had hoped. Ended up a notch further back, and it was difficult to get into it, and I kept getting pushed onto the unfavoured ground, which wasn't ideal. And Artagnan, yeah, he you know, when we got these high draws on the straight track, we thought, oh, lovely, that's where you want to be. And then quickly it developed that was the wrong place to be. But Artagnan did a good job from 16 to run as well as he did.
There is some debate about whether the low draws have been favoured in the straight. There's no doubt in your mind that that's where the best ground is, where it is best to attack.
Well, it'd be interesting to see today how today unfolds, but certainly the first couple of days, anything drawn high, it became pretty difficult for them.
Okay. And looking ahead today, this could be a big day. Gregory and also later on the Striking Viking.
Yeah, looking forward to Gregory. He bounced right back to his best in the Goodwood Cup. He ran a fine race. I think today's kind of conditions should really suit him, and he should go very well. Obviously, question marks with Point Lonsdale's a very high class horse. If he stays at 2 miles, he could be tough to beat. But yeah, pretty hopeful. Striking Viking, we're on a bounce back mission. I felt he should have won at Goodwood. I didn't have enough respect for the fast early fractions they went at Goodwood, and I was very vulnerable late on. So I'm really hoping I can kind of rectify that today.
Okay, well, very best of luck. It's a good way to start. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you.